Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me once again. I want to speak just a few minutes on the subject of something that former President Obama said a few days ago. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys have seen this podcast. I believe it was a podcast with him and Michelle Obama and some other person. I think I don't know who the other person is, but apparently this video went viral. Obama Obama seemed to be alluding to the idea that heterosexual boys, coming up and so forth, should have gay friends. They should have, they should be around gay males in order to learn how to be more compassionate and kind and all this type of thing. And I heard what he said. I heard it. I heard the words. And I heard a decent portion of the conversation between himself and Michelle Obama. And as I was listening to his words, what the idea came to my mind was he really saying that young heterosexual men and boys should have gay friends? In my opinion, I believe he was. I'm not laying any slack on Obama, okay? I'm starting not to like the man, okay? Because he's been saying a lot, well, I won't say a lot, but since during the campaign, he's been saying things that is just completely, in my opinion, hurting the Democratic Party. I don't like the Democratic Party anyway, but he's been saying things that have been really, really crazy when it comes to trying to win over the black vote and the disenfranchised and all the rest. And he keeps tending to put his foot in his mouth, down his throat. You call it whatever you want to call it. He keeps tending to do this. Okay. And this one here, this one was one of his worst, okay? Because even if he didn't intentionally mean it the way he meant it, in my opinion, I believe he did. I believe he meant everything he was saying, because everyone knows that Obama talks slow. I believe that this, that, and the other. And if you talk slow like that, what people tend to believe is that you're being more calculated, you're being more methodical, rather, with your words. I won't say calculating, but I'll say, maybe rephrase it. You're being more careful with the words that you're speaking because you're speaking slow. And a lot of people don't like slow speakers. I'm a slow speaker to a large extent. I don't like to talk fast. I don't like fast talkers. I can't stand that. Some of these videos, I'm talking all fast. Slow your end down. I can't understand nothing you're saying. But I'm like that. I'm a slow speaker. I'm a slow talker because I like to, when I'm communicating, I like to be as clear as I possibly can, and I want to make sure I say the right things at the right time. With that being the case, when Obama made that statement about, one particular statement he shared about when he was young and one of his teachers was gay and how this teacher taught him how to be compassionate and taught him all this kind of stuff. I believe in his slow talking, Obama knew exactly what he was trying to say. That he was in a roundabout way saying that young heterosexual males need to be associated with other gay men, and gay people, because it'll teach them how to be more compassionate and more kind. That is one of the dumbest things he could ever say. With a man of his caliber, in terms of education and being in articulation, because he was at one point a very great public speaker. That's part of the reason why he got in, because of how good he spoke. For him to say this type of thing, and in my opinion, knowing full well what he was saying, it's one of the dumbest things he could have said. Because, for one, what that shows me is he lacks knowledge in certain areas. To make the statement in a roundabout way that heterosexual men and heterosexual boys need to be around gay men, gay boys, okay, to learn how to be more compassionate and kind, is absolutely ludicrous. For one, that would be insinuating Jesus Christ, the Son of God. I know some people got a problem with that, but that's tough because I don't. I mean, he was the embodiment of compassion and kindness. He was the embodiment of it, but he wasn't gay. He didn't teach being gay or none of that. And he was the embodiment of kindness and love and mercy. Proof of that is the fact that he died on the cross for the sins of humanity. You can't get any kinder or more compassionate than that. He didn't need to be around gay people, and he never taught that you had to be around, males had to be around gay people in order to be compassionate. There are tons of heterosexual men in the past, in the present, and will be in the future who are compassionate, kind, loving, merciful, without having to be around gay people to learn that way. What people see, this is what bothers me about people like this, people like Obama. They look at the gay lifestyle as some kind of characteristic. It's kind of like if a person is gay, and I'm gonna speak in terms of males. If a male is gay, he's going to have certain characteristics of personality, in his personality that's going to a large extent define him, who he is. Failing to realize that the homosexual lifestyle, as far as I'm concerned, is a moral issue. It's not a character issue. It's a moral issue. It's a spiritual issue. It's not, okay, if this person is gay, he or she is going to be kind, because at the end of the day, in my experience, where I have worked and so forth, you had some gay people that were jerks. I used to do bike patrol, and I know some people got a problem with this, but the truth is the light. I used to do bike patrol at Tower City downtown and so forth, and I used to, we would have to stay outside the front of the building, and more often than not, prior to Trump getting into office, this is when Biden was in office, obviously, and Biden was pushing this LGBTQ stuff. He was pushing it. So that zeitgeist, that spirit was very rampant back then. And we would deal with all kinds of transgenders and gay. It was just off the chain. And I would say 90% of these people that we dealt with were troublemakers. Troublemakers at the highest level. Now, whether you want to argue that they were troublemakers because they were gay or they gay before, whatever, it doesn't even matter. The point is that they were troublemakers, meaning that, in my view, them being gay had nothing to do with personality characteristics. It was just that they were jerks. And then you have some gays that were cool. This one guy, he's clearly gay. He would always see me and wave, say, "How you doing?" And I'd always wave back at him and say, "How you doing?" Had no ill will towards him. He had no ill will towards me, any of that. He was a cool guy. I don't agree with the lifestyle, but I mean, he was cool. He was a nice guy. But he was nice not because he was gay. He was nice because that's just a part of his characteristic. He probably was that way from the beginning. So the whole idea of what Obama is pushing, in my opinion, is ludicrous and uninformed, because being gay has nothing to do, in my opinion, with character strengths or character flaws. Character strengths or character flaws is something in the person's character, and it doesn't matter what, how you decide to live your life. Those character flaws and character strengths are going to come up. They're going to be manifest in one way or the other. To make the statement in a roundabout way in which Obama did, suggesting that heterosexual males, in order to, get rid of their misogynistic ways and their, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. It makes me want to throw up listening to these people. These liberals make me sick, man. I'm trying to be professional like this, but they make me sick, especially the liberal males. They just disgusting. They're some of the most milk-soppy people that I've ever heard. I mean, they don't have any masculinity about themselves. None, in my opinion. There's no masculinity about them. What kind of male can you be? But anyway, I digress. I'm going on. To make that statement that he did in a roundabout way, I think is completely ludicrous. I believe he was insinuating that, clearly, in my view, but it's misinformed. It's misinformed. I believe that's a character. It's a character issue. It's not in terms of a person being gay. If they're kind not because they're gay. They're kind and compassionate because that's who they are. To me, homosexuality is a moral issue. It has nothing to do with your personality. Okay. So to make the statement that heterosexual males, in order to be more compassionate and kind and understanding, they need to have gay friends is totally, absolutely ludicrous. And Obama needs to stop talking. He needs to sit down somewhere. I'm going to borrow the statement of someone else because I was thinking this. All these other politicians, Bush and all the rest, you don't hear them saying anything. You don't hear them talking much. Once their tenure was over, they was gone. But ever since Obama's been out of office, ever since he's been out of office and Trump has been in office, all I'm seeing and hearing is Obama. Him saying this, him saying this, him saying this. And he keeps putting his foot, both of his feet in his mouth. Both of his feet is in his mouth. And he's walking around on his butt cheeks because his feet is in his mouth. Shut the heck up, bro. You're sickening, man. Shut up, Obama. Stop talking. Go sit down somewhere. No one is listening to you. You keep screwing up. You keep screwing up with black heterosexual males. They ain't feeling that, bro. They don't need that, bro. My brother. Black power. They don't need that. Stop it, okay? Before I go off, okay? Stop it, bruh. Stop it, man. Stop it. Stop it. But I wanted to say that I believe, in my opinion, that's what Obama meant. Because he talks slow. And when you talk slow, you're thinking about what you want to say. Now, if he didn't mean it, then what that suggests to me is that he's just dumb and he don't know how to talk off script. Because if you're talking like, well, I believe that this is what I believe that the X chromosomes and the Y chromosomes and the B chromosomes and the P. If you're talking slow like that and you don't know how to articulate your words, then what that suggests to me is that something's wrong with him. He can't talk, or rather, he can't talk off script. Somebody has to write a script for him and say these things and say these things, or at least keep it within the box. I believe he knew exactly what he was saying because it was Obama in his second term that pushed for the bathrooms. I forget what you call that in the bathrooms. It was during the second term when he was reelected, because in his first term he said that he believed that marriage was between a man and a woman. Then in the second term he just flipped the script. He changed, and as one person said, he didn't change because, I just changed my mind because I got enlightened by something. No, he didn't change. He didn't change. That was what he always intended to be. And that's when that law got passed where all the states had to acknowledge gay marriage. And then he also pushed, in his second term, he also pushed males being able to go in female bathrooms. He pushed the transgender thing. It was Obama in his second term that pushed that transgender train. He got it pushed. He got it going. And then after that, it just caught, thank God when Trump got in office, he kind of balance it off so it wouldn't have went just nuts. But had Hillary Clinton got in, oh man, we would have caught hell. We would have caught it. It'd have been everywhere. You couldn't say anything. You couldn't give your opinion. It would have been terrible. So, and that's why when Biden got in office, after Trump kind of stated, not rejected it, because Trump is moderately conservative, but kind of pushed away some of the extreme views. When Biden got in office, it just blew up. It blew up because it was like the devil said, you ain't gonna be let me come in here and just completely, because at the end of the day, being a Christian, I believe it's spiritual. So the devil got mad and said, no. Okay, Trump is gone. Let's keep him out of here. Let's get Biden in here and push this kind of nonsense. And it went crazy during those years. It was just crazy. Crazy. Men in the streets twerking on Pride Month. I mean, in the streets twerking. It was just terrible. Terrible. You can live your life the way you want to live it. That's your choice. But my God, don't try to push it on me, because at the end of the day, none of these people would want me pushing Jesus on them and pushing the gospel on them. They don't push that lifestyle on me or my children. Okay. But anyway, that's what I had to say about that. I think he knew what he was doing. Obama knew exactly what he was doing, in my opinion. He knew what he was saying, and I totally disagree with it. And I'm pretty sure most black males, since that's who it seems to be, probably he's always talking about, reject that as well. Okay, he's wrong. He's wrong because he's misinformed in that area. If he studied history and did a little bit more reading rather than trying to be a communist and socialist, and Fabian socialist is what I believe he is. If he wasn't so busy trying to do that and push this agenda, he probably would understand that his statement in a roundabout way is totally off and inaccurate and wrong. Okay, but that's what I had to say about that. What do you guys think about what Obama said in that podcast, whatever? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.